Yeah, it is raining. That's okay. That's good. Hold on. I don't know. All right. You know, we enjoy the rain around here. We walk in the rain. It feels so good. Refreshing. Everything's refreshing. You don't have to taste it, just feel it. Okay, I'll see y'all on the next one. The only thing I have to pull out the umbrella because I always forget my cover and it starts raining. I remember the umbrella, I forget my phone cover. Yeah. Whoa. So it's raining, everybody. We're walking in the rain again. I think this is the second or third time this week we've walked in the rain. And walking in the rain is a good thing. Helps to keep you cool. Walking in the rain helps to keep you cool. So if you're passing through this live, if you stop for a few seconds, a few minutes, or whatever, watch the legs move. Look at the legs and feet move. Okay? And let that motivate you to move your legs and feet, your arms, your whole body. Okay? Let that encourage you to get up and do some type of cardiovascular activity for at least 30 minutes each day. At least 30 minutes each day. If you are new to exercising, whether it's cardiovascular exercise, weight training, resistance training, always remember before you get started to stretch. And if you have to stretch at any time during your workout, you can stop and stretch again. But we want to make sure that we always stretch before and after. Stretching helps to prevent injury. Okay, stretching helps to get those muscles ready to work. And that's what we want to do. We want to work our bodies, make sure we don't hurt our bodies. So stretching helps to prepare our bodies to work, and it helps to prevent injury. And don't do anything that you know that you are not capable of doing. Don't try, okay? Don't go out on a limb and try doing something that you know you are not capable of doing. Not to say you won't ever be capable of doing it, but you know that you haven't done it. So why let that be your first outing, okay? And as always, as we always say over here in Lions Pride, for over a year now, always contact your primary healthcare provider. Be your physician's assistant, your nurse practitioner, and especially what? Your general practitioner, your regular doctor. You also want to contact those specialty doctors that you may have for any issues that you're having treated. Okay, your physical therapist, your occupational therapist, your nutritionist. Over half of it is the diet, right? Okay, your weight trainer, your fitness instructor, your fitness coach, all right? Your wellness coach. Your wellness coach will provide you with a general approach, mind, body, and soul, okay? Hey, April. April says, hello, everyone. April, what you been up to? The last time, I think the last video I saw, April, you were out having a blast. You were out having a party. Hey, Betty. Welcome in, Retirement Days. April, you were out having a blast. So, yes, guys, remember, just because you may have been an athlete years ago, you still want to work up. If you haven't practiced consistency, you want to work up. You don't want to just jump out here and start doing things that you, one, have never done, or two, haven't done in a long time. Okay? And you can always start out light. Your doctor's appointment is a couple of weeks off. Start off light, and then let him know. And he can come up with a plan. You guys can formulate a plan together. Okay? We have said that since, what? Like January of 2023, whenever we started to do these walking talks. And we will continue to say that, okay? Because it's not just something we hear. It's something that we preach. It's something that we know. It's something that we study. So take care of your bodies. Y'all, the rain feels so good. I got to put my umbrella up because I forgot my phone protector again. Forgot it again. So it's Wednesday, y'all. It's hump day. How you feeling about your week so far? How has your week gone so far? Have you enjoyed the week? Have you had any obstacles that you've had to overcome? If so, that's okay. That's okay. Get yourself together, get your mind right, and overcome them. Overcome them. Some of them aren't always easy. Some of them take a lot of time, but that's okay. You'll get it together. You'll get it together. I really don't want to carry this umbrella, but I don't have anything protecting my phone. The squirrels are out here. The squirrels aren't even enjoying the rain, y'all. The squirrels. The grass, everybody's grass is growing so fast. So fast. Everybody's grass is growing so fast because there's been so much rain. But it's been welcome. It's been welcome. There's another little dog barking. He's probably about 12 to 15 pounds. The little dogs with the big bark. The little dogs with the big bite too. The little dogs with the big barks and the big bites. So yeah, I don't think you guys can tell, but this phone is getting wet. It's not wet to the point of that it'll mess up. But I cannot believe I left, and as cloudy as it was, I forgot my phone protector again. But that's okay. The umbrella will help. Okay? The umbrella will help. The umbrella is just a nuisance. Because if I get my phone protector, that'll remind me to just leave the umbrella and put my poncho on. Put my poncho on. I got so much stuff, y'all. I got so much stuff. I got my fan around my neck. Okay? I got my fan around my neck because that'll help. That helps with the hair. That helps with everything, okay? A fan around the neck helps to keep you cool. But then it's like you have so many gadgets. I have the fan around my neck. I have the umbrella. And I have the phone. And of course, you got your crossbody. I got my crossbody purse. Or pouch, rather. Because you never know what you might need, okay? You never know what you might need. You can put your, sometimes I'll take my backpack, because you can put your water in there. You can put your gum in there. Believe it or not, yes, gum. I keep gum. How many of you guys keep gum on you? You know, yeah, we brush our teeth. We got good hygiene. But when you're at work or somewhere, you're at school, or you're just out having lunch, y'all know what the major ingredients is in food, right? Garlic and onions. So you need that gum, okay? You need that gum. Even a little miniature bottle of mouthwash. Even if you can, take your toothbrush and your toothpaste, okay? Take your toothbrush and take your toothpaste. I don't know, my phone is getting old. It was doing this, I don't know, I guess it's the weather, maybe it's the weather. But it's been cloudy all week, and it wasn't giving me any problems. It's cloudy today, and I can barely see the phone. Thank you guys for the thumbs up, I appreciate them. Whatever you're doing today, thank you for stopping by. If you're multitasking, thank you for allowing me to be a part of your multitasking. Allow me to be a part of your task. I really do appreciate it. Because we are busy, right? People have things to do. Now see, here is better. So, I don't know. I don't know what it is. But anywho, anyhow, anyway, look at the legs. Watch the legs move. You guys probably can see it better than me. Watch the legs move. Keep moving. Keep moving. Keep moving your legs. Keep moving your arms. Okay? Consistently. Consistently. And be persistent about it. Move them consistently and be consistent about it. Be dedicated. Okay? And be dedicated because that's what's in your heart. That's what you truly want to do. Okay? We can motivate each other. Content creators can motivate you. We can motivate each other. You guys can motivate us. But if it's not in your heart, you're still not going to do it or you're not going to stick to it. So the best motivation is self-motivation. The best motivation is self-motivation. Don't be doing things because you're in competition or you're trying to keep up. Do things your way at a pace and at an intensity that is good for you, and things will work out much better. Things will work out much better. Keep focused on your goals. What goals do you have? That's when it comes to exercising. That's when it comes to work. That's when it comes to life. What goals do you have? What goals do you have? Remember, a lot of us have short-term goals and a lot of us have long-term goals. So there's nothing wrong with having to modify those goals, kind of like when we talk about exercising. Sometimes we're doing something that's a bit too much, or sometimes we just can't do it. So what do? We have to modify. There's nothing wrong with modification. We have to modify. So you modify, you try again, and you see how that works. You modify, you try again, and you see how that works. So remember, don't bank on someone else being your motivation. Don't bank on someone else encouraging you. Self-motivation and self-encouragement are the best. That four-letter word that we talk about all the time. Over here in Lions Pride, I always relate things to other things. And we always focus on certain words. Self is one of them. Self-love, self-care, self-motivation, self-encouragement, self-respect, self-control. Okay? Self-direction. Self-direction meaning you don't have to follow the lead of anybody else. Why would you do that? Follow your own lead. Direct yourself. Okay? Selfish. There's nothing wrong with being selfish sometimes. We always relate, well, I won't say we always, but sometimes we often relate selfish to being a negative thing. No, sometimes you need to be selfish in order to carry out the positive things that you want to do. Okay? You need your you time. We need our me time. We all need our me time. Never go lacking when it comes to loving on yourself. Don't think of it as selfishness, okay? And if you do, again, it's not a bad thing, right? Most of us are selfless when it comes to our family and close friends. So, if we want to be able to continue to be selfless when it comes to them, take care of them in the way that we want to, we got to sometimes be selfish and take care of ourselves. Because if we don't, how can we take care of them? How can we take care of them? It's hard. It's a hard task. I still cannot believe I might be able to pick up a pouch. I might be able to pick up a pouch so that I won't have to hold the umbrella, because I really don't need the umbrella. The rain is light and the rain feels good. And again, you guys know I like walking in the rain. I really do like walking in the rain. So remember the four-letter word self. Pull yourself. Yourself is more than four. Is 8, right? But it has two major components. Your and self. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps. That's what I mean when I say sometimes you have to motivate yourself. You have to encourage yourself. Okay? Self-respect. A lot of people don't have self-respect, but they run around trying to garner other people's respect. We can tell when you have self-respect by your or not by your actions, by the things that you do. Okay? By the things that you do just generally, and the things that you do towards other people. Okay, a big truck went by. So we can tell who has self-respect and who doesn't. A lot of people don't even have self-confidence because they can't do things on their own. They do things according to what someone else does. They do things according to what other people do. So, you know, they don't even have self-confidence. But self-confidence is a key component to having a peace of mind. Self-confidence, self-respect, self-motivation, self-encouragement. And you guys know I love the R words, right? You know I definitely love the R words. Sometimes you got to get to yourself and you've got to relax. You've got to release. You've got to relate to the things that you can relate to, the things that you can't relate to. Eventually you will, or eventually you'll find a way to. Okay? You got to resolve. You have to refocus. You have to reset. Sometimes you have to replan, regroup, and restart. Regroup and restart. That's just how it is sometimes. I'm waiting, y'all, for someone to catch up. I'm waiting for them to catch up with me because she said that she wants to walk with me, but she's walking kind of slow. She's walking really slowly, and we need to get moving. We need to get moving. We really need to get moving. Because I want to continue to walk in the rain. It feels really good out here. You know, when you walk, you work up a sweat, right? You work up a sweat. So what better feeling is it besides the rain? You're going to walk in the rain because you're working up a sweat. So go ahead. If it's raining in your area, especially with these temperatures we've been having, if it's raining in your area, go ahead and walk and work yourself up a sweat. Okay? Okay. I'm back. She's almost caught up to me. And we're going to get back out here and we're going to walk in this rain. My cousin doesn't want to walk in the rain, but she's going to get wet today. Okay? A little water never hurt anybody. Why are people afraid of water? It's not like we're going swimming in the ocean. We're walking. We're walking. She started out ahead of me. She always starts out ahead of me, and I have to catch up to her. And a lot of times, I'll pass her. Every now and again, she'll pass me when I'm walking slowly, because this is my cool down. You guys know how my regimen is. Okay, my warm up is my appetizer, my workout is my entree, and my cool down is my dessert. Well, I've already exercised for today, per usual, but when I come on here to do a long extended cool down. Okay, I come on here to do a long extended cool down. So when I do that, that's when I come on live, and I try to come on to motivate people in the right way. You know, do things in the right way. Motivate people in the right way to get up and move their legs, you know, move their knees, move their arms, twist at the waist, walk with a switch, work on that waistline, work on those obliques. Okay? Hold a second. Okay, I'm back, guys. I waited. I let her pass me because I think today is one of those days where I'm going to catch up again. Yep, I think today is one of those days. She's got this burst of energy. See, I worked out before. I worked out before we walked, okay? She didn't. She didn't. She came and she did her stretches and we got going. But I worked out. Remember, you start the way you finish. You finish the way you start, okay? You start with stretching. Do a few static stretching. A few static stretches, during your warm-up, okay? Then you go into your exercise, into your workout. Then you cool down. And what do you do next? You stretch again. You want to start with stretching and you want to end with stretching. Start with stretching and end with stretching. I liken it to the word radar, okay? R-A-D-A-R. What is that backwards? R-A-D-A-R. So R is the stretching part of your A, which is your warm-up. D, your workout. Okay? A, your cool down. And R, you stretch again. You stretch again. So we always correlate one thing to another in Lions Pride. That's a good way to remember things. That's a good way to keep you focused, okay, on your goals and what you want to do. So I think of the word radar. R for stretching. A for my warm-up. I want to go into my warm-up. Stretching is a part of the warm-up. D is my exercise, okay? The other A is my cool down. And I want to cool down into my stretches. The last R of radar, okay? You guys heard that here, okay? You heard it here, okay? So you will hear it here over and over. Hadn't heard that anywhere else. So if you know, you know. If you know, you know. Always take your exercise time as an opportunity to get some me time in, okay? As an opportunity to get some me time. It can be when you're exercising. Actually, there's 24 hours in the day, okay? If you're going to move for 30 minutes, make sure you take another 20 to 30 minutes to exercise your brain, okay? To exercise your brain. Whether it's doing some type of crossword puzzle, whether it's reading a book for 30 minutes. Sometimes we can read books for hours. How many readers do we have? If you come across this replay and you're a reader, that's a great way to exercise your brain. The more you read, the better for your brain, okay? The better, that is a great exercise. Probably one of the best exercises for your brain is to read. You don't necessarily have to read big, long books, okay? Just reading in general. Get your few magazines. Read those articles, especially those long articles. You know, something that you're interested in, something that you like, and exercise the brain, okay? The same way you want to exercise every muscle group in your body, you also want to exercise your brain. And then you want to just give yourself some time to relax, unwind, and maybe do nothing. No exercise, no reading, no brain working, stimulating activities. Just relax. Remember the R words. Relax, release, relate, reset, refocus, resolve the things that you can, regroup and restart. Regroup and restart. I'm telling you, it'll give you the best feeling, the feeling of peace. A feeling of peace, peace. That's why I always say, and I've always said, peace, positivity, and prosperity. Okay, don't let anything upset your ecosystem. Don't let anything upset your ecosystem and get it out of whack. Once it gets out of balance, is not a good system. Okay, once it gets out of balance, it's not a good system anymore. You want to keep your ecosystem in check. You want to keep it, you don't want it out of whack. Okay? Because things will come and upset your ecosystem, and you'll be like, what in the hell happened? It was peaceful. It was the way I like it. So sometimes you have to reset that. You have to reset. We want to use the R word. You have to reset that. And reset it to your tone. Okay? You don't have to reset it to anybody else's tone but yours, because it's your ecosystem, right? Don't let anything or anybody upset your ecosystem. Someone else's opinion of your ecosystem is baseless. It's bottomless. Okay? Someone else's opinion of your ecosystem is baseless, is bottomless, it's empty. Use your discernment, use your knowledge, use your common sense, use your street sense, use your academic sense. Use those things to determine what your ecosystem should consist of. Okay? So at the end of the day, anything that causes unbalance in your ecosystem, you need to get rid of it. You need to get rid of it. You need to move away from it, or you need to ask it to move away from you, because you want equilibrium. Okay, you want equilibrium. You want balance. You want balance. We have a lot of things going on in life. We have family. We have work. We have ourselves. Okay, we have family. We have ourselves. We have work. We have any type of organizations that we may be a part of. All right. So it's kind of good to see some people discussing politics. But the funny thing about it is that it's amazing to see how many people are misinformed or don't care, or they just have the wrong information. You know, educate yourself. Read. If you're reading, you're stimulating the brain. Read. And no matter what you feel or what you believe in politics, educate yourself. Because you got to go one way or the other if you're a part of the voting population. You got to go one way or the other. It's not even a big, you can talk about it, discuss it, educate those who don't know a lot about certain things. But why fuss about it? We got two systems. We're a two-party system. So you're going to go one way or the other. Why keep fussing about the system? It's the system that we have. And it's not going anywhere anytime soon. It was the system that we had before most of us were born. It's the system that we have now. And it's going to take a lot of change. A lot of change. A lot of accepted change for it to be anything any different. Anything any different. When you talk about people's personalities, if you talk about one's negativity, you need to talk about the other one's negativity. If you talk about the positive things in one, you need to talk about the positive things in the other. Weigh those things out and vote according to your best interest. Vote according to your best interest. At the end of the day, it's so amazing to me to see poor people fuss. Poor people, the rich people they don't have to fuss. You know, they just donate all the cash, and half the time they donate to each party. Because if their party gets in, they know they pretty much is smooth sailing, right? If the other party gets in, well, they're not going to donate as much to them, but believe it or not, they donate to them as well, because that donation provides them a seat at the table for the wealthy and the rich. So if you're poor and you're fussing, what are you fussing about? You fussing about what somebody else feels or how they're voting. Why? Vote according to the one that's going to maneuver, lead, advocate, for your best interest. And if you go talking about, oh, they're so rich, well, they're going to always be rich. Okay? And so you can't really criticize one rich person over the other. Not when it comes to the United States and you're talking about the voting process. You're going to be a lot poorer than either one. Okay? You're going to be a lot poorer than either one. But it is really amazing to me when I see so many poor people talking about voting for someone who has a 902-page explanation of how they want to make you poor. Okay? How they want to make you poor. And it's been proven. Because you'll have someone say, well, what did Biden do for you? Well, at the same time, you can ask, what did Trump do for you? For the past 8 to 12 years, gas has been unbelievable to me. Who's the president doesn't dictate what the gas prices are. They can fool us like that for a little bit. That really doesn't dictate. What happens is the gas prices are high. Whoever is in charge is going to get blamed, regardless. If gas prices are high, whoever's in charge is going to get blamed. That's to those who are, you have some people who they don't have any integrity at all. They'll sit there and know somebody is responsible for something. Because now some things each candidate, each president has been responsible for. They'll sit there and know that a particular president is the reason that something isn't so good in a particular area. They'll sit right there and lie and say it was the fault of the past administration. Even though that person's probably been in for 6 months to a year, it could have at least started to work on some things. When they first get in, everybody's like, oh, give them a chance. It's the first day. Well, guess what? It doesn't matter that it's the first day. They've campaigned from 9 months to a year talking about what they're going to do. And usually the first day, most of them get in and do the things that benefit their friends. They do the things that benefit their friends. And we're sitting here, you're listening to people say, oh, it's only been a month. It's only been 3 months. Give them a chance. Well, we gave them a chance because we're looking forward to them to do the things that they campaign on. That's whether they're a Democrat, Republican, or independent. But it's so funny to me how years and years and years ago, the parties were reversed. Now, you have the Democratic Party that typically represents those who may be poor or have less. And when I look at policies and things like that, that's correct. But you got poor people out here worrying about what a woman's conviction rate was when she was doing her job. She was doing her job. Unreal. Mind-boggling. Unbelievable. And we have another person who proved, we saw with our eyes, we heard with our ears the stupidity that resides in that person. But you got people who can't rub two nickels together hard until they become a penny. They rub two nickels together hard and they'll become a penny. And they're talking about they want somebody in there who's rich and famous, who's looking out for the big ones. Both parties are rich and famous. Both parties are rich and famous. You know how many congressmen and congresswomen have dated celebrities? Once they get in Congress, they're like celebrities. Both parties are rich and famous. So people will yap, 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 yap. And in their yapping, you can tell what side they fall on. They try to conceal it. They try to talk about it should be this and it should be that. But when they're yapping, you can tell what side they fall on. And I'm not going to lie to you. A lot of them fall on the wrong side. A lot of them are on the side that they can't even afford to be on, financially, literally, or financially. but they fall on that side, and it's a hot freaking mess. A hot mess. It's a hot freaking mess. Fixed incomes, low income, all this kind of stuff, set incomes, housing, can't afford to buy and own a home, so they need affordable housing. But you wouldn't be surprised. Some of those people are uplifting the one who doesn't give 2 cents about them. Now, at the end of the day, we could say neither gives 2 cents. But again, that's when you have to use the brain. Look at the policies in depth. Look at the policies in depth. And a lot of the poorest people in the United States are acting like they can financially and literally afford to be voting for a certain person. It is unreal. It is unreal. The person has told them what he wants to go backwards. Showed them in one term. Showed them. Never stood on anything when it was clear and cut. Right and wrong, when it was clear and cut, it was always both sides. Well, let me tell you a little story. It's called reactions get equal, and sometimes not so equal, but yet opposite reactions. You go to school. Some parents, when we were growing up, they said, okay, if someone hits you, tell the teacher. Okay? The teacher should at some point do something, even if it's just separating you guys, right? Moving you to different sides of the hall. And reprimanding the child, letting them know they will be going to the office, their parents will be called. Okay? So, that said, some kids don't care. So that child hits your child again. That's the second time. Now, the teacher can't always control it. The child could just get up and just go over there and do it again. But at what point is that child that's being hit going to retaliate? So don't give me that it's both sides stuff. When you've been poking and poking and you've been jabbing and jabbing. Because the child who's been hit twice, and that was our rule. Tell the teacher the first time. They do it again, tell the teacher. Even if you have to get out of the classroom, if you feel like the teacher never does anything with this particular person, tell your principal. You'll get in trouble for leaving out of the classroom, but let me handle that. That's what my parents said. Let us handle that. They hit you a third time, and you've told 2 authority figures, or even if you only told the teacher, if you told them twice, they hit you again, you go in. You go in. That's what a lot of us were taught. And nowadays, it ain't no 1, 2, 3 times. It ain't no 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out. Parents are telling their kids, get back with them. Okay? So, when you listen to a leader who says both sides, that's kind of like being in school and the teacher letting someone hit you 1 time, 2 times. The third time you go in and you get down with them. Then it's both of you guys in the office. And then it's both of you guys were fighting. No. Common sense is free, okay? Common sense is free. Common sense is free. Common sense is free. We've had things to happen lately. And the first thing that was said by the side that's always talking a lot of violence and rhetoric, well, both need to do this and both need to do that. Well, the other side, of course, because to me, in my opinion, they're a little bit weak when it comes to standing up for themselves. Yeah, we both need to do this and we both need to do that. Well, okay, but just yesterday, we were all talking about and discussing how all this person does is say, hey, hit them, I'll get you out of jail. Do this, I'll pay for it. So when they get a little get back, somebody gets a little get back on them, then it's both sides. Nah. You can only do so much to a person before you draw an equal, sometimes not so equal, yet opposite reaction. Okay? You can only do so much to a person before you draw back. And it is what it is. It is what it is. You can't just go around doing things to people and expect them not to retaliate. That's not even the rule of nature. That's not even a natural rule. So it's like our parents always say, keep your hands to yourselves. And in a lot of cases, keep your mouths to yourselves. Not literally that you're putting your mouth on somebody, but when you use certain words, you are putting your mouth on somebody. Okay? So don't be upset when people retaliate. So when things happen, there was a congresswoman. Her husband was attacked. Particular people in a particular group made fun of it, joked about it, joked about hammers. You know? Then, an incident happened a couple of weeks ago. That particular group then, you saw long faces and drawn mouths, and it just has to stop on both sides. And, well, wait a minute. There was a congresswoman whose husband could have been killed. Sorry, YouTube. You made jokes about it. You thought it was funny. So it only becomes important when it affects a particular side, is what I've noticed in today's politics in the United States. It's only important when it affects a particular side. It's only dangerous in a game that shouldn't be played when it affects a particular side. But when it affects the other side, it's its and giggles. It's itch and giggles, right? So what makes it more important for one side than the other? Is it because that person has been a world leader and hopes to become a world leader again? Let me tell you something. He ain't no more important than the average person walking in the alley. He's no more important than the average. His job is, but as a person, he's no more important than the person bagging groceries at the local Walmart. His job is, but you have people whose jobs are more important within the community. So do you treat a doctor better? Yeah, some people will. Some people will. Sad to say, some people will. But in America, there has been this thing that no one is above the law unless they fit a certain description. And that stuff needs to stop. That is the stuff that needs to stop. No one should be above the law. And justice should be distributed equally, no matter your race, creed, color, gender, or whatever. And then those things where people say, well, you know, it depends on the state. Yeah, oftentimes that's true. But what you find is when you go to each state, their justice is still distributed unequally. Unequally. For some of the same offenses committed by people who look differently will get different punishment. Okay? You walk in there and steal a piece of candy from Walmart, first offense. You look a certain way, you're not getting a slap on the hand. They may say 60 days. Somebody else goes and takes a piece of equipment that doesn't belong to them. First offense. Well, this is the first time. He's a first-time offender. We'll put him on a 30-day monitoring system. He has to complete a week class. And it doesn't even go on his record in most cases. But that person that went and stole a Snickers bar out of Walmart, maybe because he was hungry, it's on his record. So in the United States, for those that come through here and ask, is everything all gravy? As I'm sure you guys can see, nationwide, on an international level, no, it's not. No, it is not. And if these people get out here and vote a certain way, it'll probably be like it was in the 60s again. All because people don't want to read. Or people say, oh, they're not really going to do that. Okay. We have been shown what one person will do, what his cabinet will do, what his peeps will do. Because a lot of it isn't him, but he affiliates with them. They can depend on him to allow them to run amok. Birds of a feather flock together. The little Agenda 47 thing is Project 2025, okay? So for all the poor people or people who claim that they're check to check and barely scraping by, y'all continue to worry about the way someone sent someone to jail doing their job as a prosecutor. Keep worrying about that instead of worrying about your Social Security, the Department of Education, reinstating school loans that have been forgiven. That should be against the law. That would be something that would head up to the Supreme Court. But look at our Supreme Court. The Supreme Court of the United States is, okay? And there's a much better word that could be put in that little sentence there. So, there is a plethora of things, and there needs to be discussions, but when you're talking about a 902-page document, you can have all the discussions in the world. People need to just read it and think. And if you're pushing for that, knowing you fall right in one of those, right in those categories that they're trying to do away with assistance or do away with helping people, insurance, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Because you will be the main one if that person gets in and takes away all those things in that 902-page document. You're going to be looking crazy with your mouth to the floor. But if that happens, think back to what you were saying. Oh, she sent innocent people. I don't remember any of them being innocent. I remember her going by that state's requirements when it came to doing her job. So, and the sad part is, it's a lot of older people who are talking and talking and talking, and some of them have maybe heard some of the things mentioned, and they feel like, well, oh, that won't apply to me. Well, that won't apply to you. But what happens when it is something that will apply to you? Something that hits your pocket financially. Something that hits you as far as the way you live, your living situation, that will affect your living quarters. Okay? Then you have to hope and pray that you're in a state who will say, well, okay, we're gonna take up where the federal government, won't. Guess what's gonna happen then? You think resources are low now? A lot of times you go somewhere and you look for assistance. People have told me that they ask for assistance and they're on waiting list. They're on a waiting list for anywhere from a few weeks, if it's a good list, or a short list, to months or a year or two. So you look at some of that stuff in that 902-page document, and I promise you can find several things that will affect you. Okay? And before you start talking about, oh, this went up within the past 4 years, don't lie and say it didn't go up in the 4 years before. Some things go up. It doesn't matter who's in office, okay? Some things are going to go up. But sometimes people don't educate themselves enough, so they go by the minute things or the small things that they know are here. And they try to have a full-out argument, debate, and discussion. And a lot of times they have absolutely no idea. No idea. So if you don't like to read, all right? If you don't like to read, I suggest you make an exception, because there's a 902-page document that you need to read. that you need to read. And if it's a little bit much for you, you don't find that you can really comprehend what's being said, nothing wrong with that. Find someone you trust to explain to you. Because, truth be told, there's a lot of basic wording in there. There's a lot of basic wording in there. Okay? So I don't get deep into the political situation, but what I will do is say to people, I will say to people to read. Read. You can listen to what trusted individuals tell you, okay? But you also need to read. You also need to read. And I understand the frustration of people not liking the choices. But hey, ain't nothing wrong with picking the lesser of two evils. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You read that 902-page document. And please don't let your excuse be, he said he ain't got nothing to do with that. Okay. 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 It's just funny how sometimes, I said earlier that it was amazing to me how so many poor people don't get it. But you know what? I think some of them do get it. But I think it's just a thrill of thinking if they vote for that particular person, that they're part of the majority, they're part of the popular vote or some kind of way. They're in the end now. They're in the end with one of the richest people they've heard of. Who's not as rich as they would like us to believe. But anyway, anywho, rich enough. You have some people, they feel like they're in the end by voting for somebody. I feel like I'm exercising the right that too many people fought for, especially people who look like me. Many of them thought and think like me. And when you look back over the things that you have done in life, look at the things that helped you. How did they help you? What about it helped you? Look at who was in charge then. Those people aren't running for office right now. But you can look at some of the things that are up for grabs now and just think about it and say, you think about the two candidates and you ask yourself, which one would most likely help me with housing? Which one would most likely kick me out on my bun? Now, both of them are rich enough not to care, but I'd rather be affiliated with the one that's going to care for show, because at least I get something out of it. At least I get something out of it. Do I get rich? No. But maybe a program is saved that I was a part of that helped me. Maybe a program is saved that my kids, my nieces and nephews were a part of, are a part of, that'll help them. Maybe a program that my grandparents, my parents, my grandparents, my great-grandparents were a part of. I got to think about who would advocate for those type of programs. And last I saw again a person proved that they wanted to take away health care from millions and millions of people. That health care system was not perfect, but it helped a lot of people with pre-existing conditions. And it's so strange when I look at some of the ages of these people talking about, oh, her record for this and her record for that. Okay, what did he do? Like how many times did he try to just take health care from people? Like, it just makes you, that's one reason I don't like to talk about it, because it's like, it makes you sick to think about it. Like, when you're sitting here, SSI, maybe having affordable care insurance, a participant of the Affordable Care Act, or any other type of federally funded insurance, and you really think that someone who took an act, a healthcare act, to the Supreme Court like about 17 times, it's in your best interest to support that person? Unfreaking real. Unfreaking real. Don't worry about what the rich people are doing. Don't worry about what rich people are in control. They're going to always be rich. They're going to always be in control. Worry about trying to appeal to someone and support someone who will advocate for you and support you in your retirement, if your retirement age, and you're not filthy rich. You're not wealthy. You're not rich. Nowhere near it. You're living penny to penny. You're trying to find other streams of income because it's not enough. And you want to vote. That junk is not hilarious at all, but it's so crazy till it makes you chuckle. It's so crazy till it makes you chuckle. It's so crazy until it makes you chuckle. So this is hump day. I'm not going to get in depth with that, but it is funny. Some of the things that you see outwardly from people. I mean, right, we can't speak on some of the things that they're saying on here, right? And you look at people's situation and you be like, lady, man, get the heck out of here. What are you even saying? Some people are against their own best interests. It's sad to see when some people are against their own best interests and they don't even know it. And a lot of times again, they even know it, but they want to feel like they were a part of the it group or the it factor that helped get someone in who's not going to give 2 cents of shits about you. None of them know us personally. That's not even something that's logical to even say. But you need to think about those who are for the working class. That's what you need to think about. Those who are for the poor, who no longer work. And even though they no longer work, they're still poor. They're still poor. They're still check to check. They're still doing things to acquire extra streams of income. Now don't get me wrong, acquiring extra streams of income is a great thing. It is a great thing. But there's a difference when you're acquiring extra streams of income because you would like to, because you enjoy it, as opposed to because you have to. You have to. If you are the age that you are, the beautiful age that you are, you can't blame the fact that you're trying to get every penny you can find on. You can't blame that on anybody. You can't blame that on Biden. You can't blame that on Trump. You can't blame that on Obama. You can't blame that on Bush. You can't blame that on Clinton. You can't blame that on the other Bush. You can't blame that on anybody. Truth be told. Truth be told. And what's really wild is those who they're hypocritical and judgmental, saying they don't want me to think this, they don't want me to think that. Well, you're the same way. In your delivery, when you talk about certain things, it's easy to tell that you don't like for people to disagree with you either. Y'all ever argue with someone who just wants to have the last word? Have you ever argued with someone who just wants to have the last word? Or someone who just wants to be right? Kind of look like the same thing. Kind of the same thing. Most people who want to have the last word want to be right. Most, not all. Some just like the argument, Some just like the back and forth. But most people who enjoy having the last word, they just want to be right. So I've learned that sometimes you don't want to, and it's really not gaslighting, but sometimes you have to allow them to have the last word. And you have to let them know that you're allowing them to have the last word. And what's making you allow them to have the last word is the fact that you don't have that in you to argue back and forth with stupidity. Man, when you say something like that, a person who loves to have the last word, they get mad as HE double hockey sticks. And they say that you're manipulating, you're trying to mind F them. They say that you're honestly trying to have the last word. Not really, because once you say that, you're done with it. And they're still talking. So sometimes it's just like when you have to laugh at a person. Sometimes when a person just irks your nerves, and just gets on your nerves, sometimes you just have to laugh at them. That laugh will bring them more anger and stress than whatever it is that they're trying to do to you. That laugh will bring a person more anger and stress to them than the anger and stress they were trying to cause you. So, if you find yourself in a situation where you're arguing with someone who just likes to have the last word, let them. Let them. There are so many reasons to let them. What did our parents teach us? You don't want a stranger to walk up on you and someone else and not be able to figure out who's the fool. Now, if they sit there and listen long enough, they'll know who sounds illogical and irrational. But you don't even want to go through that. So the best way to get to a person who loves to have the last word is to allow them that word. But what's really going to sting is when you say, I'll allow you to have the last word because I just don't have it in me to go back and forth with stupidity. That burns them up. Then you've gotten smart. You're a smart ass. You're a smart mouth. All kinds of things. All kinds of things. But hey, be all that. They got the last word, right? They got the last word. But you won the game. Okay? That's just like a football game. The person who gets the last touchdown doesn't always win the game. Right? Hold on, y'all. I don't know, that's going to be a long time, so I can't let you guys hold on. What I'm going to ask you to do is to watch the legs move. Keep moving. If you've been moving with me, keep moving your legs consistently and be persistent about it. Okay? Be dedicated to it. Motivate yourself. Motivate yourself. And the reason I keep saying motivate yourself is because I hear so much people saying, oh, it motivates somebody, it motivates somebody. That's all good, but sometimes that can go a little crazy. Oh, I see pecans, y'all. I see pecans that are they're not ripe yet. Oh my gosh, I see pecans. Can y'all see that? I don't know if you can see it or not, but I see pecans. This is July, so about September, they'll be straight. I see pecans on the pecan tree. So about September, those pecans will be ready. Probably like late August, those pecans will be ready. So yeah, let a person have the last word. It'll bring you peace. And it honestly will bring them more chaos if you allow them to have the word in the right way. Okay? Okay? Don't let anyone disturb your peace. Don't let anyone disturb your ecosystem. Don't let anybody disturb your anything. Now, what do we say? It's easier said than done. And and it happens. It's gonna happen. Especially for someone like me. Yeah, I'm saying it, but like I always tell y'all, when we're talking, when the content creators are talking, or just when people in general are talking, when they sound like they're trying to encourage you and, to get you to think more positively, that's because they're talking to themselves as well. Because what did we say? Self is a very important four-letter word. Self-motivation, self-encouragement, self-acknowledgement, self-control, self-love. Okay? Self-motivation. No one else should really have to motivate you. And if someone does motivate you, guess who it should be? Your family, your kids, your spouse, your parents, your family, your friends, your real friends, your true friends. You shouldn't seek motivation off of an app. There's nothing wrong with it if you find motivation off of an app. If you find motivating people on apps, but you shouldn't seek it. And that's not passable to me. Because I'm telling you, my attitude and my demeanor is, I want to motivate you, but I don't want you to live in the skin I'm in. I want to motivate you, but I don't want you to live in the skin that I'm in. Because you can best believe I would never, ever try to live in your skin. Ever. There are some things we all will do that are the same. Some things we'll all do that's similar. We all have likenesses. But once I realize that, I strive to be original. I strive to do differently. I strive to do what we're doing, but in a different way. I strive to put my own stamp on it. Because like I said, everybody living in the neighborhood, everyone on the street, and every house is the same. That's common. But every garage has the exact same Tesla. Like, that's boring. Eventually, people will start to leave the block. And honestly, that can be a good thing. That can be a good thing. Because sometimes you need to what? What's the R word? Regroup. Regroup. Not just yourself, but regroup with what's around you. Regroup by finding new places, new people, new things. Because it'll keep you from cursing somebody all the way out. Okay? And some people don't care. But can't nobody tell me. I don't care if it's online. I don't care if it's in person. If somebody gives you a good cursing out and they speak a lot of the truth in that cussing out, you're going to be touched. You're going to be touched. You're going to be touched mentally. So a lot of times what you need to do is when you start to see that you're going there, disassociate. Disassociate. Okay? Move around. Find new people. That's just like at work. Sometimes people find new jobs simply because they have gotten tired of going to work, working with the same people every day. And those people are probably tired of working with them. You know, some people will never leave a particular job. Why? Because they love it. New people have come and gone. Some people have stayed, but they love it. That's their job. So they'll never leave it. But you have other people, they like change. So they're only going to do a job for maybe a few years, and then they're going to go somewhere else. They might be bored of the job. They may be bored by seeing those same people day in and day out with those same attitudes. So they find a new job. That's how social media is. If you stay, then you like it. And if people start to go away and you seek them back out, then you liked it. But with my patience, my demeanor, my attitude, I'd be like, yes, yes, yes. Especially when they start to annoy you or you start to annoy them. It's time to move. Get out the way. Get out the way. Sometimes you have to get out of your own way and remove yourself. Remove yourself. So I hope that you guys are continuing to look at the legs move. They have moved now for an hour and 13 minutes. So we've got to get ready to get off of here. Okay? We've got to get ready to get off of here. There is no way in the world an app, I will be live on an app. It's got to be some really, really great stuff going on. Over 2 to 3 hours. An hour is enough. Those other 2 or 3 hours, I could have stayed over at work and got some, some extra green leaves. I could have stayed over at work and got some extra green leaves. And then plus, on top of that, not only when you do it live, 9 times out of 10, most of us, we kind of scroll the app anyway. We watch other people. So there's no way in the world I'm going to be on here that long. Because the live gets repetitive anyway. So imagine 4, 5, 6 hours. Unless you're doing some type of relaxation, check out my rain shorts. Okay, check out the rain videos. Even my rain videos are short. They're maybe 5 minutes max. Because a lot of times that's all it takes to put you to sleep. Just listen to a nice tapping of rain for 5 minutes. Ocean sounds are my favorite, but I really enjoy rain too, and it's easier for me to get the rain. It's easier for me to get the rain. So just listen to it. Check out those rain shorts. All it is weather, ASMR. ASMR sounds. That's all it is. Hey, that's all it is. And remember, there are a few things I say over here, and it's time for them to be said. Okay? Don't let bother people bother you, and don't you bother anybody. Okay? Because we're human. We act bad. We cut up sometimes. Y'all know we do. So it's easy to say, don't let bother people bother you. But also, don't you bother anybody, okay? Don't let stress people stress you out. And don't be pulled into somebody's misery lounge. Okay? Don't be pulled into somebody's misery lounge. They'll be happy as a lark. They may be miserable, you'll never know. When I say miserable, I mean in the sense of the thing that make you mad at somebody. And then sometimes none of that is going on. They just like mess. They like mess. Because if you notice, the people who say they don't like mess the most, crave mess the most. So if you find yourself in a messy, miserable lounge, GYGAG, grab your grip and go. Okay, go back to your happy lounge, go back to your happy place, go back to your happy spot. Where you might not always be happy all the time, but you don't have to deal with the misery of other people, and you don't have to deal with someone trying to make you miserable. And believe it or not, adults are the worst at doing the most petty things. And when you notice it and you call it out, they call you petty. No, I'm just checking you on your childishness. I'm checking you on your petty. Don't expect to do things and then want to label someone petty when you started the petty. So get out of those places. And if you find your place becoming filled with pettiness, misery, put it out. Put it out. Don't let that stuff stay in your place. YouTube is a platform that allows us all a platform. Put it out. Don't let that stuff stay in your place. Put it out. Let it go. Let it go. Let go of what you don't know. Okay? Let go of what you don't know. Y'all hear those birds? We haven't checked on the birds, but I've been hearing them. And they were a little bit earlier today, kind of to the way it is in the fall. Oh my gosh, I'm still looking at all these big, gigantic mushrooms. This rain has really been a big relief. So right now the sun is kind of out. We're kind of in that in between. It's like a little bit of sun and a little bit of rain. And the grass, everybody's been mowing their lawns. But hey, we don't mind. We don't mind because the rain has brought much relief. So you guys, it's Wednesday, it's hump day. Tomorrow is Thursday. And you already know what that is. It's the premiere to the premiere, okay? It's the premiere to the premiere of the weekend. Once Thursday hits, a lot of people are like, one more day. Some people have half days on Fridays. Some people don't work on Fridays. But anywho, don't rush it. Cherish each day. Okay? I say this all the time. Monday, a lot of people at work, they're kind of like, ugh, it's Monday. It's like they just fret Monday and Tuesday. Let me tell you, don't fret it. Time is flying, okay? It flies by. So enjoy Monday just as well as you enjoy Friday. Friday has a little bit of a, may have a little bit of an edge to some people because you're heading into the weekend, your work week is up. But hey, some people don't work. So think about it. Think about it. Monday is just as beautiful as Friday. Okay? Sunday, the week officially starts. Monday, the work week starts. So enjoy your Monday. Enjoy your Monday just like any other day. And one more time, watch the legs move. Remember to stretch before starting your workout and stretch when you're done. Stretch, warm up. Your stretching is a part of your warm up. Work out. Okay? Cool down and stretch. Cool down and stretch. Okay? Exercise for me is like eating. My warm up is my appetizer, my workout is my entree, and my cool down is my dessert. Except I get to have 2 cool downs. Okay? So I'm going to wish you guys peace, positivity, and prosperity. Why do I always wish you that? Because the slightest thing can show you how much peace you really need and how much peace you want to keep. Okay? Don't let your environment change unless you want it to change. Don't let your ecosystem change. You want to keep an equilibrium. Okay? You want to keep an equilibrium. And you don't want it to change to the point that it affects your peace. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Get rid of people that affect your peace. Whether they've been there a long time or a short time. The ones who have been there a long time are sometimes worse because they've just been sitting and scoping, sitting and scoping, sitting and scoping. So I will see you guys on the next Let's Walk and Talk Live in Lions Pride. And don't forget to check out the shorts table, okay? The rain videos, the rain shorts, and all shorts. Be good to your family, be good to yourself. Bye, y'all. Oh, and keep checking. To those that emailed me after I talked about it yesterday, I will give you the link in the email to the other place. Now, bye, y'all.